Atlanta Hawks go on the road and beat the Celtics to advance to the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Hi, everybody. Welcome to NBA TV's post-game playoff coverage with 3D Dennis Scott, our very special guest in the studio tonight, 11-year NBA vet, a guard for the Brooklyn Nets, Jarrett Jack. I'm Jared Greenberg. We'll get you back out to Boston. Full post-game press conference coverage. We'll hear from the coaches and the players as the Hawks advance. The Celtics season comes to an end. The Hawks exercise demons of sorts. They end a 9-series losing streak in the playoffs to the Celtics. They also end a 10-game road playoff losing streak. Dennis, for somebody who's been around the Hawk organization for a very long time, Hawk fans were skeptical.
Yes, and rightfully so, because everything you just noted out, Jared, that this franchise for so many years has been used to, okay, let's wait to the next game and close out at home. So just being around here at work, looking at the emails and texts, Hawks fans are finally excited for a couple days because they know what the next challenge is and what they've been going through with Cleveland. But for tonight, let's just go ahead and give Hawks fans a sense of relief that you've done something that the franchise has never done before. And like we were talking in the back, like the fans can understand. Obviously, Bazemore and all these guys, Millsap didn't play with Dominique, didn't play back in '58. But what people have to understand is this city of Atlanta has been struggling to have something to believe in. And you know, you've been here for a while now, too. So for Hawks fans to see this team go on the road, share the basketball, 26 assists, so the ball's hopping again, and to close things out, now it lets you know they're doing something new and going in a different direction.
And Jared, as you've experienced during your season with the Golden State Warriors, what a road win can do when many, if not most, counted you out?
Oh, it's tremendous. You know, it does a lot going forward, especially during this rigorous playoffs, especially with a team like Atlanta. You know, you got a hot team in Cleveland coming in next, and you got to go on the road and face them, and being able to have that confidence that we go out on the road in a closeout situation, take care of business early. You know, it definitely helps build your confidence for the next round.
We're going to have an in-depth breakdown of this game and really look ahead to what is next for Atlanta. But I just want to kind of whet everybody's palate because that's the obvious thought here. You've got the team that has been the heavy favorites to return to the NBA Finals in Cleveland. And the team they got past in the East last year was the Atlanta Hawks. And some are now wondering, after the franchise-setting year they had last year, are the Hawks in better shape now than they were last year to take on the Cavs?
Well, I think from a confidence standpoint, you say to yourself, we played so well last year. Different guys had career years, let's face it, and some of those injuries didn't come to the end of the year. So can you bring that confidence to your point of getting a win like this on the road, but are you looking back at last year and say, wait a minute, we beat this team 3-1 in the regular season, obviously Kyrie and LeBron missed a game here or there, and then we get swept in the Eastern Conference Final, and then this year in the regular season they beat us 3-0. So now you're 0-7 in the last year and a half. Are you thinking about that, Jared, or are you saying to yourself, we went into Boston, we closed them out. Let's use that confidence to say, okay, Cleveland, we're coming in different. We know you're different. You're playing better basketball than you were last year, too, at this time.
I mean, the one thing for me, the matchup that jumps out is the whole LeBron James-Bazemore situation. And do you have enough bodies to throw at LeBron over the course of a 48-minute game and over the course of a possibility of a 7-game series? You look at the people that they may have match up on him on the wing. I don't know if they're going to try to put a bigger guy on him in Paul Millsap or Mike Scott or those things. So those are the things I'm going to definitely look throughout the course of this matchup.
A shoe company war taking place in the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Oh, and you know LeBron's not happy about it.
I think he would be all right. They just made him a Nike lifer, so I'm sure he's cool.
Well, the Hawks are certainly a lot healthier now than they were the last time they had to face the Cleveland Cavaliers. And you know, your team, the Brooklyn Nets, had a lot to do with that. You took Atlanta to 6 games, and then Washington took Atlanta to 6 games. And now they come out of this game probably feeling better about themselves because they had to work through some struggles. And to win games that you look at a stat sheet and you say, you shouldn't have won that game, yet you have a 45-point performance from Paul Millsap and you lose that game. So to me, Dennis, it looked like Atlanta found a way to get different type of wins than we're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, we struggle with what I call bud ball because there's no true superstar. Or to your point where Millsap goes for the 45, we're all sitting there watching TV. It's a no-brainer. Give the ball to Millsap. Yeah. He's supposed to close out the game. But that's not kind of how Bud Ball works. That's why he comes back home, gets, 8 or 9 shots, and he comes back tonight. And now Al Horford finally goes 7 for 10 from the field, finally has a better ball game, and the ball movement is there all season long.
The one thing I'm really curious about, and I had a chance to speak with David Griffin, the general manager of the Cavs, earlier today, about the rest that the Cavs are getting. Obviously, for a guy like LeBron, huge to have this type of time off. Very similar to the amount of time off they had between the first and second round last year. And Cleveland came out and lost game 1 to Chicago. Now we know how that series turned out. But how does Cleveland balance all of this time off as you're just chomping at the bit to get going?
I don't think anybody's ever upset with days off. You know, when you,
especially Dennis Scott.
Yes.
No question about it. When you play in these high-profile, tough, physical playoff series, when you got to play against high-powered teams for at least 4 games in a row, it takes a toll on you, mentally, physically, emotionally, and you know, whenever you can get a time where you can be able to rest some guys that have played tremendous amounts of minutes, guys like LeBron, guys like Kyrie and Kevin Love, you take any way you can, and I'm sure they're going to come in fresh, ready for this next series.